Top stars from the world's largest governing body, the National Wrestling Alliance.
Hello, I'm Charlie Platt, your host for Southeastern Championship Wrestling. Good to have you and our television audience with us. Also, our television studio. We appreciate you joining us for this edition of Southeastern Championship Wrestling. First of all, we'd like to congratulate the new Southeastern Tag Team Champions, Bob and Brad Armstrong. Welcome back.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here, and especially a pleasure to wear these belts. You know, Brad and I went through the very devil, all kind of types of matches. I got strung up like a side of beef, made me 2 inches taller on the left side. But one thing about it, we did end up with the belts. Condrey and Rose are crying about it. They held the belts for a long time, Charlie. But Brad and I'd like to be the same kind of champions. We'd like to hold these belts for a long time, because when you go through that much to get something like this little fellow right here means an awful lot to us, and we certainly appreciate your congratulations. Thank you.
And how's that leg doing, Bob?
Well, I will say this. You know, Condrey and Rose they're going to be picking on this leg, no doubt about it. The leg's still a little bit stiff, but I wrap it good, and I put a small brace under it, and I know they'll be going for the weak link. But one thing about it, when they're going for that leg, they're going to have an opening somewhere, and they could just mess up real bad and get beat again.
Bob Armstrong, congratulations to you, Brad, one half of the Southeastern Tag Team Champions. A different situation now with the Armstrongs champions of the tag team title holders here in the Southeastern Wrestling area. Coming up today, we'll be seeing some videotape of a match between Randy Rose, Dennis Condrey, and the Armstrongs for those Southeastern Tag Championships. We'll also be seeing the big Texan Ron Bass in action. Also, Stan Lane takes on Mr. Olympia. Our first look at him in action today. Mr. Saito takes on Bob Owens. Plus, our television main event, the Tennessee stud Ron Fuller goes against Jimmy Golden. A lot of action coming your way today on Southeastern Championship Wrestling. And before we get into the program, some very important things coming up. In 2 weeks, you'll be seeing black superstar Ray Candy in the Southeastern Wrestling area. Also, Southeastern Wrestling and International Sports Incorporated has finalized agreements, and in 1 week of elimination matches, over $100,000 will be given in prize money throughout the Southeastern Wrestling area. Stay with us for the next hour. Let's go to the ring now for our first match. Introducing at 224 pounds from the state of Oklahoma, Roy Welch. His opponent at 290 pounds from Pampa, Texas, Ron Bass. Your ring official is Bruce Fortson, 1 fall with a 10-minute television time on our opening match today here on Southeastern Championship Wrestling. Coming over to join us briefly is a gentleman who is now in a lot of tag team action with Mr. Bass, Jimmy Golden.
Yeah, and I've got a lot of things I'd like to say about it, because you've got plenty of room there, Charlie Platt. Don't let me get in your way now. Mr. Bass, first of all, the big, strong man, about 275 pounds, good wrestler like myself, always abides by the rules, and when it comes right down to it comes to punching, he has got the best punch of all. We like to call it the heart punch. He's got a good, strong punch. He's a heavy man, and when he throws that weight into it, into the solar plexus, I'm talking about Charlie Platt, a heart punch, it's candy bar the door. That's
That heart punch you're referring to, Jimmy, was first perfected and made famous by a man wrestling in the New York area, Stan Stasiak. And I'll admit, Ron Bass has perfected that move and has been using it quite a bit in the last couple of weeks for our victories here in the Southeastern area.
Well, that's right. I don't know how good Stasiak was with it, but I can tell you one thing. When the big man Bass hits you with it, I've seen it for myself. He can flat lay you out. You're going to be gasping for air. And if little punk Roy Lee Welch ain't careful, he's liable to get a little taste of it.
Arm twist and drag by Bass. Good reversal by Roy Welch. This our opening match on Southeastern Championship Wrestling. In the next hour, a lot of action coming your way, including the television main event.
One thing I'd like to say about Roy Welch, he's kin to all them Welches and the Fullers and the Hatfields. They're all pretty good wrestlers, you know. They're good wrestlers and think they're good boys. They got an evil mind, though. And they're not quite as good as Golden and Bass. We're just a little bit above their class. Welch is a good wrestler, but I don't think he's in the league with Bass. Do you, Charlie Platt?
I wouldn't know about that side headlock right now, controlling the situation, and it's being administered by Roy Welch. Bass going for that leg. Welch clamps down on the pressure again.
Welch is doing good to hold on to this headlock as long as he is. Because with the power that Bass has got, I believe he could pick him up any time.
Ron Bass, a powerful man, and at 290 pounds, he is one to be contended with in that ring.
Right, just like myself, Jimmy Golden, brother. He's on top. He is at the top of the ladder.
Something else you would put in the qualifications in the plus column for Ron Bass as a professional wrestler, a man for his size, he can move around that ring with
he's like a cat. He's very good for his size. The man is in the gym like myself all the time, working out with weights, running, stretching, doing everything that you need to do to be a professional wrestler, to stay in shape, condition. That's the name of the game. Me and Bass are in condition. Roy Lee's got a little pot gut on him, I see. Little skinny legs, and he ain't hardly in the shape I am.
Head scissors by Bass. Welch moves his way out. Good takedown, and comes up again with that side headlock on the big man from Texas.
The only thing that Welch has got going for him right now is he's a little bit faster than Bass. He's got the speed on him just a little bit, but the strength, the know-how, and the ability is going to tell the tale in the end.
Welch.
Come on, Ron, take him down.
With that headlock, applying the pressure.
You ain't doing nothing, puke.
Good
See the
right
little legal move
connection
there?
by Roy Welch.
Was that a fist? Was that a fist I saw, Charlie Platt? How about another one? Now, Roy Lee, you're cheating, boy.
Comments you're hearing are those of Jimmy Golden.
He's afraid of losing already. You better give up, Roy Lee.
Roy Welch maintaining that side headlock. Bass takes his man over into the ropes. Good tackle by Welch. And into a pinning position. One count.
He didn't get it down.
Hip toss takedown, and Welch maintains control in the match.
He couldn't hold him down for the 1, 2, 3. He made a nice move, but he just didn't have the power to hold a man down. Too bad for him. I'm telling you what's going to happen. He's going to get in trouble, and he's going to make Bass mad. And Mr. Bass is liable to give him that hard punch. And boy, when he does, it's going to be bad news for Roy Lee. Yeah, you think you're doing good, don't you? You shaking in your shoes right now, boy.
Welch maintains that side headlock on Ron Bass. Bass. Good. Welch did not relinquish the hold, and another takedown scored for Roy Welch.
Well, what can I say? He's doing good hanging on to that head, but let's see how long he lasts. Let's see how long he can last. That's the thing. That lasting power. Be able to stay in there with the best of them and keep digging. 100%. Put out more than 100%. That's Ron Bass and myself. We always put out more than 100%. That's the reason we win all the time. Now you got it, brother.
Side suplex. Good move by the big Texan Ron Bass. Crashing down.
That one dropped him right on his head, didn't it? Nice move. Nice wrestling move by Ron Bass.
And thinking all the time, Charlie Platt.
Bass using those boots now, using the boots into the back.
That's legal. Using the bottom of the boot. You ain't kicking him with a toe. Forearm, legal. Keep going on him, Bass.
Being on the back of Welch. Welch fighting back.
Boy, he's using the fist. That's illegal. That's illegal moves. He's using the fist. Right, Charlie Platt?
Welch takes his man in, dives, but Bass using his head on that one, getting out of the way, and here he sets it up. There's that hard punch.
That's what I've been talking about.
There is that hard punch.
It's over. It's
It has been pretty well perfected by Ron Bass, used very effectively in many matches in the last couple of weeks, and it scores another victory on Roy Welch, a winner of the match from Pampa, Texas at 290 pounds, Ron Bass. And We'd like to ask now the former Southeastern Tag Team Champions, Randy Rose and Dennis Condrey, to come out and join us. Well, quite a bit of controversy around these Southeastern Tag Team titles in the last week. Of course, we made the announcement and congratulated the Armstrongs. They're the Tag Team Champions now. Gentlemen, we have some videotape of the match in which you were involved in that
First
Southeastern
things first,
match.
Mr. Platt. You know, everybody thinks Bob and Brad Armstrong are the new Southeastern champions. But let me tell you something. Actually, they're not. They're only carrying our belts around for us. That's all they're doing. They're not the champions. You're looking at the true champions right here, brother.
Let's take a look at the
now
film.
roll the film.
Let's take a look at the videotape. Here, going into the arenas in the Southeastern area, this is for the Southeastern Tag Team titles. And at this point in the match, you are wearing the man's leg down. You're taking advantage of that situation.
Look at my cuz here, son. He's introducing Bob Armstrong to pain. P-A-N-E, pain.
You're going to see the weak link. Right here's the weak link. Bob Armstrong's leg. If you remember how we hog-tied the man to the fence, hog-tied him up, here's the weak link that is going to make us once again the champions, which we are now. Like my cuz said, they're just carrying the belts for us. We're letting little Bradley carry the belts around because we didn't want to get them dirty, and he's going to be carrying them until we want them back, and that's the truth.
We're just letting Brad Armstrong carry our belts around just to get that pacifier out of his mouth. That's the only thing we're doing. Right here, now Bob Armstrong has already hollered 15 times here, said, "Referee, I give up. Referee, I give up. Please, I give up." But what's the referee doing? Nothing. So what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and break his leg off, baby.
There's no crybaby in Charlie, Pat. We're not crying. We're not crying at all, but there is a conspiracy against us, and we can fight these guys. We can fight any of the guys around here, and we can fight the conspiracy because we, once again, will be the champions. You can bet your booty on that, brother.
Well, we see the situation.
All right, let's get out of this. Let's get out of this right now.
Wait a minute.
That's enough. Let's cut it out.
That was not all of the match.
That's enough right there. We saw what we wanted to see.
We showed you enough of what you want to see and what you people want to see, and we showed you the weak link, Bob Armstrong's leg, that's going to make us champions again.
Well, the champions are Bob and Brad Armstrong.
For the time being.
We'll be back with more action in just a moment. Match. The Tennessee stud Ron Fuller takes on Ron Bass. For the Southeastern Tag Team titles, Bob and Brad Armstrong go against Randy Rose and Dennis Condrey. For the Southeastern Heavyweight Championship, Ken Lucas defends against Mr. Saito. In a special challenge match, Robert Fuller takes on Jimmy Golden. U.S. Junior title, no disqualification. Stan Lane takes on Mr. Olympia, plus Dennis Condrey goes against Brad Armstrong. Monday night, 6 outstanding matches in all, an all-star lineup, Bothwell Auditorium in Birmingham, Alabama. Match time is 8 o'clock. Plenty of action this coming Monday night, Bothwell Auditorium in Birmingham, and in the minds of many of the fans, that's return Southeastern Tag Team title match. The Armstrongs, Bob and Brad, the new Southeastern Tag Champions, will be putting their titles on the line against Randy Rose and Dennis Condrey. Let's hear the comments of the challengers.
You know, because all our fans in Birmingham last week, they was all upset because we lost the belts. They were standing outside to console us when we came out. But we don't need no consoling, baby, because we are the best. In our minds, we know we're the best. Bob and Brad Armstrong, after Birmingham Monday night and Boutwell, you'll know we're the best.
Brad, certainly a different situation going into this match Monday night in Birmingham. You and your father are now the champions instead of the challengers going in this match.
That's it, Charlie. You know, I'm real proud to be Southeastern Tag Champions with Dad, and we went through just about every kind of match you can think of to get at these belts, and it's only fair that they have a rematch, and we're going to be ready to fight. I just hope they are.
Bob? You know, they're talking about fans being upset. The only people that's going to be upset in Birmingham are Condrey and Rose, and that's when we pick you up and set you on your head. You have done about everything there is to do to me. Hung me up like a side of beef, stretched my legs so long it made me 2 inches longer on my left side. Well, I don't forget that easy. I'm just like an elephant, boy, and you're going to think an elephant stepped on your face. And I want you to remember this. Remember that when you're going for that leg, there's a foot on the end of it. And when I put that foot on your fanny and this fist on your head, you'll remember Birmingham for a long, long time, boy. We went through pure devil to get those belts. And we ain't going to give them up easy. You can sit out here and rattle your jaws and flap your gums, but I'll still say this. You are the kissing cousins, no doubt about it. But in Birmingham, when it's all over, how are you going to smooch with big, fat lips? And Knuckle Junction is where we're going in Birmingham. Count on it.
This coming Monday night, Valville Auditorium, the Southeastern Tag titles of Bob and Brad Armstrong defended against former champions Randy Rose and Dennis Condrey. Also, that special bull rope match, the Tennessee stud Ron Fuller taking on Ron Bass. The Southeastern title of Ken Lucas defended against Mr. Saito. In a challenge match, Robert Fuller takes on Jimmy Golden and the U.S. Junior title. Monday night, 8 o'clock in Valville Auditorium Center. Reminder to our wrestling fans in the Thomasville, Alabama area, an all-star card of Southeastern Wrestling this Friday night in Thomasville. The high school gym match time will be 8:30. Joining me now, a man who made quite a major accomplishment. The first time ever to hold the Southeastern Heavyweight Championship and the Alabama title. That's Ken Lucas. And Ken, earlier today we got the comments from a very irate Mr. Saito.
Japanese wrestler, #1 world, best Japanese wrestler, Mr. Saito. I'm scientific wrestling, I'm good shape. Now, my sleeper for #1, Ken Lucas. You are not too good American wrestler and not too good sleeper hole. You are cheated sleeper hole man. 日本の皆さん、自分のスリーパーホールが一番です。アメリカよりも日本のが一番ということは誰でも知っていることです。
Ken?
Charlie, first of all, I'd like to thank all the people for sticking behind me 100%. And I am the first man to hold the Alabama championship and also the Southeastern Heavyweight Championship belts. Naturally, I know I've got a lot of responsibility on me, Charlie. You got guys like Condrey, Rose, Golden Bass, and now Mr. Saito's knocked the door trying to get a chance at one of these belts, which I feel very, very proud to own these belts and have them around my waist. But now I know that I've got to be out there 100%. I've got to keep my mind right and my body right because I'm going against a very, very tough man. When I put these belts up, and no matter who I go against, it's going to be tough. And when you got two belts like this, you're going to have a lot of pressure, and the only thing I can do is keep myself right in the mind and the body. Like I say, both of them is working as one, and I'll do my best to defend these belts, and I'll give anybody a chance at these belts when I want a chance at the belts.
The great athlete, the Alabama State Heavyweight Champion and the Southeastern Heavyweight Champion all at once. He's Ken Lucas, and he's campaigning in the Southeastern Wrestling area. Joining me now at the desk, the United States Junior Heavyweight Champion, Stan Lane, who has been campaigning in this area for quite some time, very successful with this United States Junior Heavyweight Championship. And recently, your toughest competitor in the area in challenging you for that title has been Jerry Stubbs.
Charlie Platt, Jerry Stubbs has been following all over the country for the past month and a half. He's been granted the commissioner, the promotion for the title shot with me. So I put my belt up on numerous occasions. And the guy never once, not even once, tied me or pinned my shoulders to the mat for the 1, 2, 3 count. So as far as I'm concerned, Charlie Platt and Jerry Stubbs, it's all over for you. You're through. You had your chance. I've got a long list of challengers and competitors, and it's my prerogative who I want to choose for this title shot. And Jerry Stubbs are on the bottom of the list behind Burhead Jones and Rodrigo Fernandez as far as I'm concerned. And
speaking of Jerry Stubbs and his quest for the U.S. Junior title in which he held, let's take a look at some videotape of a match recently here in the Southeastern area, you against Stubbs.
Right there's a classic example of how the flow of the match has been going ever since I signed with Jerry Stubbs. Jerry Stubbs lying flat on his back in a prone position, and me on top of him slapping his face. Slapping his half-bald head right there, just humiliating the guy, degrading him. I understand his wife left him. He's been humiliated so much. He's lost face. I understand he's going to leave the area. Brad Armstrong tried.
He doesn't seem at this point that he's being disgraced too much. He seems to have very well control at this point in the match.
Me being a scientific wrestler, Charlie Platt, and a champion, I might add, I think it's a heck of a disgrace to have to use a closed fist to fight your way back up. Now the guy's slapping me. But the guy got off his back because he used an illegal closed fist. He should have been disqualified right there. My hand should have been raised in victory.
And Stubbs taking Lane up once again.
And one more time an illegal closed fist. So, ladies and gentlemen, watch your TV screen closely all across the nation right now. One more time, an illegal, that's 3 or 4 or 5. The referee finally warns him. The referee should have disqualified the guy right there. There is no way under the sun Jerry Stubbs could beat me in a scientific wrestling match. The guy has to use illegal tactics like a closed fist, the point of the elbow, and the point of the boot.
And you're not going to be defending your title against this man anymore, is according to what you've said.
Right there you just saw what they call in Japan a yokogiri, which is Japanese for a sidekick. Right to the stone, the guy's beaten right now. And probably what's running through Jerry Stubbs' mind is I'll dump him over the top rope to save myself. Right here, he gets my hair and dumps me over the top rope just to save face. The guy knew he was beat. And all the people in the studio.
You were running him out of the top rope to start with.
I was throwing the guy in for a backdrop, Charlie Platt. He grabbed my hair, my long blonde locks, and he threw me over the top rope right there on the TV. Everybody saw it, and you can't deny it.
Comments of Stan Lane, who we'll be seeing in action in just a moment against Mr. Olympia.
You know, I'm really pleased about this match. Let me just make a quick comment right here. I'm sick of guys like Brad Armstrong and Jerry Stubbs, no-talent guys. I complained to the state athletic commissioner. I said, get me a guy in here with some talent. Somebody that's maybe close to the caliber of me. They got a guy who was placed in the bronze medal in the 1968 Olympics. He went to the finals. He lost to Bob Felix in the finals. This guy's an Olympic champion, and I'm looking forward to getting in the ring right now on national TV and defending my U.S. Junior Championship belt against a guy who is a former Olympic champion. I can't wait.
Okay, the comments of Stan Lane, and he'll be in action momentarily against Mr. Olympia. Let's go into the ring right now as we get ready for this match. It will be a one fall with a 15-minute television time limit. Introducing at 220 pounds from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, the United States Junior Heavyweight Champion, Stan Lane. His opponent at 225 pounds from parts unknown, Mr. Olympia. Mr. Olympia taking on Stan Lane here on our television.
What kind of joke is this? I know that's Jerry Stubbs, a pea-headed beer gut goop. You can't fool me.
Coming out at our broadcast desk, Stan Lane and Mr. Olympia. Stan Lane saying it's Stubbs, no matter who it is, he's signed to wrestle Mr. Olympia for the pin. 2 count. Arm drag takedown by this masked man, Mr. Olympia. Bars the arm of Stan Lane, the U.S. Junior Heavyweight Champion. Lane irate, screaming over our way, this is Jerry Stubbs. And as we said before, no matter who it is, he is signed to wrestle Mr. Olympia, and that is exactly who he's in action against right now. Twist and drag by Mr. Olympia. Maintaining that arm bar on Stan Lane. And tighter. Stan Lane really upset about this situation. I don't know. And Mr. Olympia pulls Lane back in the ring. Good forearm connection, legal move. Dropping that elbow. Arm twist. Takes Lane down to his knees. Good reversal by Mr. Olympia for the takedown. Stan Lane really upset about this situation. Screaming his complaints out for us, wanting us to contact the president of the National Wrestling Alliance. He says he has a complaint. The man under that mask is Jerry Stubbs, so he says. And once again, it matters not who's under that mask. He is signed to wrestle Mr. Olympia, and that's exactly what he's doing. Takes his man into the ropes. Good. Move. Good arm drag takedown, back with that arm bar. Mentioned earlier in the program, I'd like to remind you, coming in 2 weeks to Southeastern Championship Wrestling. One of the great professional wrestlers, black superstar, the Candyman Ray Candy, will be in action here in the Southeastern Wrestling area. Good move by Lane. Fireman carry takedown, but it's Mr. Olympia holding on to that arm bar. Putting that that knee in for the leverage. Lane having his problems with Mr. Olympia. Puts that leg in, possibly going for a trip, but maintains his balance, comes up over on the ropes. They call for the break. Lane trying to get that shot in. Good move by Lane. Lane crashing down with the knee. With the leg, we should say. Lane now, with the use of the fist that he was talking about only a few minutes ago, takes his man into that turnbuckle. Lane gaining momentum in this match with the backbreaker. Slapping Mr. Olympia in the face. And Mr. Olympia fires back with a right connection and a left. Knee lift by Lane for the second time. Snapmare takedown and into those head scissors. You know, Stan Lane comes out and a very arrogant young man about his capabilities in that ring, and talks of how great he is, but you've got to give him credit. He's an outstanding athlete. He has been successful in holding that U.S. junior title for some time now. Connection by Mr. Olympia. And there you see Stan Lane throwing Mr. Olympia over the top rope. Disqualification, over the top rope disqualification. He's going for the mask. Mr. Olympia fighting back in the ring. Hard right. He might have made a mistake by going for that mask, but good drop kick, and Lane scoots out of the ring. Your winner on the disqualification over the top rope from parts unknown, Mr. Olympia. Coming up on Southeastern Championship Wrestling, we'll see Mr. Saito in action. Our television main event, Ron Fuller against Jimmy Golden, and our personality profile is coming up next.
Hey, that's okay. Look, you might have got by with that with Jerry Stubbs, but I got no disqualification matches all over, Stan, so that belt come belong to me.
Coming to Mr. Olympia, as we said, we'll be back in just a moment. Incident that erupted between you two, Jimmy Golden and Ron Bass, in a recent tornado tag team match in which all four men were in the ring at the same time.
Well, that's right, Charlie, and I ended up with one of Ron Bass's prized possession, his bull rope, and I think if you show this film, it'll pretty well explain exactly how we ended up with this bull rope. Right here, this is the very end of the match, and accidentally Robert got thrown into Jimmy, and we both covered, Bass and I, at the same time, and he thought he had won, I thought I'd won, and a little difference of opinion, and I decided, well, maybe we ought to just settle the fact of who actually won that particular fall. And Bass, as you can see, goes right out of the ring, and he took a powder. He went back to the dressing room. With a little help from me, he decided to leave the ring and go back to the dressing room. This is during the 30-second rest period, and as you can see, Robert and Golden are both down at this time. And this is the end of the rest period here, and the referee's starting to count Bass and I, but as soon as I come back to the ring, he starts to count the two men inside the ring. Now, they have to a 10 count to get to their feet, and right in here, I'm trying to get Robert, give him some help if at all possible, and the people in the crowd, as you can see, are trying to encourage him to come on. And Bass comes back from the dressing room with that bull rope of his, and right here you can see he makes the mistake, though. He goes for the big shot with the bull rope, and he hit his good buddy Jimmy Golden, and right here he's going to go ahead and try to hit Robert with it anyhow, but I grabbed the end of it, and I gave him a shot here, and he drops that bull rope, and I give him a little taste of it. And right here, he rolled out of the ring. And That's enough. That's all I want to see right there, because Golan was counted out, incidentally, and we ended up with Bass's prized possession, his bull rope. And now he's challenged me to a bull rope match, and I was very, very happy to accept this match, Charlie Platt, because Bass, you've been a thorn in my side for a long time. I haven't been able to take care of Golan because of you, Bass, and now I'm going to take care of you, and then I'll get to Golan.
Let's hear the comments of Ron Bass and Jimmy Golden.
Brother Bass, before we get into the bull rope, I got just a few little words I want to say. Ladies and gentlemen, you talk about bounties. Well, here's a whole lot of money, $5,000, I'm telling you, for the man. Brother Bass, Saito, Condrey Rose, anybody. You don't have to be no wrestler, any fan that wants to take this $5,000, I'll give it to you if you put Robert Fuller in the hospital. I'm sick of his face. I'll most likely have to do the job and end up spending this good money, but it's a lot to think about. $5,000, right?
Big money, Jimmy. Well, I got something else I want to do this little bit. You know, right here, I'm going to show you people. This here is a little bitty bell. I'm going to call this an imitation bull rope. Ron Fuller, you're a thief. You got my rope over there somewhere. You are a thief. You stole it. But I want you to think about something. Just think just a little bit what a bull rope can do. Just look at that, my friend. Did you see that, Ron Fuller? That's your ugly head, my man. It just chopped you to pieces, boy. And that's what's going to happen to you, Ron Fuller. What would happen if I had my bell and laid on your head, my friend? It's all going to be over. It's going to be lights out for you, Ron Fuller.
Interesting comments from Mr. Bass, but more interesting was that situation with Jimmy Golden.
Yeah, you know, I wouldn't put anything past Golden, but I'll tell you something, Golden. You can take your money and stick it back in your pocket. You probably already know that because you know me well. Your money is safe, son, because ain't nobody going to put me away, least of all you. See, one thing that I do, I got my own little training schedule I go through, and nobody puts me out of this business. I get out of it when I'm ready to. I take my rest when I want to. And Golden, you're not going to get me out of it with your $5,000.
And you have Mr. Bass very upset about that bull rope.
That's right. He's very upset about his bull rope here. You know, Charlie, when we lived on the farm there in Loxley, Alabama, we had a lot of cows around. And we had one mean old bull. He made a whole lot of noise. And when I was young, I was scared of him. And the old man finally said, put him in the chute there and ride him. And he took one of these bull ropes and he put it around him, and I rode that bull. And I tell you what, after I rode him the first time, I rode him every time. And it got to where I could get on his back and pleasure ride him around, you know. And Ron Bass, that's what I'm going to do with you and your bull rope. I'm going to try to put this around you. It may not fit, but if it does, I'm going to put it around your back, and I'm going to get on you, Ron Bass, and I'm going to conquer you just like that big bull on the ranch. I'm going to ride you, son, till your tongue is dragging the ground, and you'll get your bull rope back, but when I'm through riding, you'll get the bull rope.
Comments of Ron Robert Fuller, also heard from Ron Bass and Jimmy Golden, and that's our personality profile for today. Ladies and gentlemen, this event, one fall, 10-minute television time. Introducing at 270 pounds from Tuscaloosa, Alabama, Bob Owens. His opponent, 245 from Tokyo, Mr. Saito. Mr. Saito taking on Bob Owens. And joining me for the commentary on this match, gentleman who has been making quite a bit of waves in the last few weeks here in the Southeastern wrestling area. You know, titles are very important to professional wrestlers because not only prestige, they take a bigger percentage of the gates. And Ken Lucas has accomplished something that seldom you see in pro wrestling. He is now the Alabama State Heavyweight Champion as well as the Southeastern Heavyweight Champion. Congratulations, Ken.
Thank you very much, Charlie. You know, football players watch films of different teams. I'm out here watching Mr. Saito do his thing. Right now, Saito's right on top of him. He's got that leg hooked, and you know, Charlie, Mr. Saito is a very, very fine wrestler. He wrestled for the Olympic team in Japan, and you've got to give credit where credit's due. The man knows what he's doing. He's a very tough individual. Nice move by Bob Owens there, and I think not favor anybody in this type of match. Bob is a very, very outstanding athlete too, but Saito, he's a very, very, very hard man to hold on to do anything with. He's built very, very short and squat, and you can see those moves that he's doing. You've got to give credit where credit due. The man knows what he's doing. And when I watch Saito in most of these matches, Charlie, you know, I think that he's looking right directly, not at Bob Owens, but at Ken Lucas. He's thinking, I've got to get those belts back. I've got to wrestle him. I've got to take him down. You seen a fine leg trip there, and he got right behind him. And I'm telling you right now, credit where credit's due, Saito's a tough man.
Saito hooking that arm under for extra leverage. You know, he's always amazing is the different styles of wrestling this man has in that head and how many different moves he can go into right during the match.
Well, you know, the Japanese people, Charlie, in Japan, they're very dedicated people. And when they start to do something, as you can see right here, he's cross-body riding. He's got his arm hooked. He got his leg hooked. That's a very, very bad position to be into. You can't go nowhere. You haven't, you only use of one arm, and he's got that leg hooked. And Saito does know his wrestling. You've got to give credit. Like I said before, the Japanese people's very, very dedicated people. They're very, very honorable people. And like I say, Mr. Saito's not looking at Bob Owens up there. He's looking at Ken Lucas. Hurt him. I'm going to get my belt back. Hurt him. I'll hit him. I'll work on him. I'll take him down. I know I'm going to have my hands full with this man.
Snap bear takedown. Thrust into the throat by Saito.
There's the form of that sleeper hold. If you can see how he does it, it's not quite like mine. But he's got it right in there, and I'm going to tell you what, it's a very, very dangerous hold. I'm afraid Bob Owens is just a bit the dust right there.
Almost a cobra move.
He's got him. He's got him.
That's it, a variation of the sleeper. And your winner from Tokyo, Japan, Mr. Saito.
Oh, that's ridiculous. Now, he should wake up, man. I'll take himself permanent brain damage.
Thank you. Ken Lucas. Lucas going into the ring. There is a very dangerous move, the sleeper. And if a man is not brought back around quickly, brain damage could be suffered. Our thanks to Ken Lucas for coming out. Thank you, Ken, for that. We have some videotape. That's very dangerous in doing a man that way, leaving him in the ring.
It's very dangerous. Somebody could suffer permanent brain damage or have some convulsion or something. The man don't realize what he's doing, Charlie. He can put somebody out like that and not wake him up. There can be real complications set in.
We have some videotape of a match in which you were against Mr. Saito in action for that Alabama title. We could roll the tape, and let's take a look at this action, Ken.
You know, Charlie, right before this match started, I went out to help my friend out, Bob Armstrong, and Condrey caught me from behind, and it took me about, really, I didn't have my bearings back the whole match, and Saito is a very, very, like I say, a very tough man. He kept right on me, and I just couldn't seem to get myself going. I knew what I had to do, but I came back in the ring there. I'd been whacked already one time before, and I had a hard time clearing the cobwebs from my head. As you can see here, Saito coming right down Wampy. And the man is a very, very tough man. Here I got a little momentum back. I thought, punch him, keep coming back. But you see, he's just like a bull. He turns, he comes, he turns, he comes. He don't quit. He keeps on you. And that's what takes a very, very, very hard man. I'm trying to get my bearings here. I'm just thinking, what am I going to do here? I've got to get my momentum going. That's the main thing, the momentum. And Saito, I got him a good shot here. You see, like I say, just like a bull. Here he comes again, and I'm hitting him with good shots right over the head. Boom again. And boy, I'll tell you what, there I got him a good one.
In other words, if you were going to make an attempt at this match, now is the time Ken Lucas had to do it.
I had to do it right here. I had him just a little bit groggy, and right here I got him. There it is. Right there. I've got him right there, the sleeper hold. But you see, well, there's one, there's two, and there's three. And you'll see out of the corner over there, you see Mr. Condrey coming in there. Here he comes. Well, I had a little surprise for Condrey. I got him. Here comes Mr. Rose in there. Missed me. I hooked the sleeper right there. I've got him right around the neck, and I've got him good. Now you see my friend Jerry Stubbs come out here to help me out. He's working on him. Saito's coming back in there. I've got Rose, and boy, let me tell you something. Randy Rose knew he was in that sleeper hole too, my friend. He's doing anything. You see him pull Saito down. He's just trying to get momentum. He wants out of that hole. And Mr. Saito made one big mistake here. You know what that was? He didn't pay attention to Ken Lucas. He watched the other man, and right here, I grabbed those tights. 1, 2, 3, and I'm the new Alabama champion.
With the Alabama title goes the Southeastern Heavyweight Championship that you already have in your possession. As we say, quite an accomplishment for a professional athlete to hold two very prestigious titles, the Alabama title and the Southeastern title.
Well, Charlie, these belts is not only my belts. They're the people around this vicinity that stuck beside me through the hard part and the lean part. And I like to say that Mr. Saito's made a lot of comments. He says, I want a chance at this belt. Well, gentlemen, here they are. You got the Alabama State Championship. You've got the Southeastern State Championship. I'm a man of my word. I'll defend against anybody, anytime, anywhere. And all I can do is give 100%. Thank you very much.
Great champion, Ken Lucas. Still to come, our television main event, the Tennessee Stud against Jimmy Golden when we return. Monday night in Birmingham's Bothwell Auditorium. Match time will be 8 o'clock. The bull rope match, Ron Fuller takes on Ron Bass. The return Southeastern Tag Team title match, Ken Lucas will defend his Southeastern Heavyweight Championship against Mr. Saito. And for the U.S. Junior title, it will be no disqualification as Stan Lane takes on Mr. Olympia. Let's hear the comments of Mr. Olympia and Ken Lucas.
Mr. Saito, I've got all the respect in the world for you. One thing I've learned to do in this profession is never sell a man short. But right now, I'm in the driver's seat, and I'm a Southeastern Heavyweight Champion and also the Alabama Champion. You wanted a chance at this belt, I've got it right here. And all you have to do is come to Birmingham to show up and come and get it. You've made a lot of comments about me, about my sleeper hold, how much yours is better. Let's just find out and see what happens, my man. And all I say is you come and face me head on, and if you take the belt, you're the better man, but I don't believe you can do it.
You know, Stan Lane, I got something. Mr. Olympia has something that Jerry Stubbs couldn't get. That's a match with you with a no disqualification, and that's happening in Bothwell Auditorium. So you know that's all over, Stan Lane. That's all I need. Jerry Stubbs told me if I could get a no disqualification match, I could be the champion.
Mr. Saito, the Southeastern title of Ken Lucas, Monday night.
Puny American listener Ken Lucas, you are cheating me. I stole my belt. Alabama champion, take my belt. I'm so hot. I'm so mean to you. Now, I challenge you, Ken Lucas. I'm a strong sleeper hold man. American sleeper hold, not too good. Japanese one, more strong, more power.
Hi. Mr. Olympia, this coming Monday night.
I don't know who Jerry Stubbs is trying to fool. The closest he ever came to Olympia was a grammar school field day back in 1953. Well, Jerry Stubbs, I'm going to take that sock off your head and stuff it in your mouth and pin your shoulders 1, 2, 3 like I've done so many times before.
Monday night in Bothwell Auditorium. Television main event, ladies and gentlemen. One fall TV time remaining. Introducing at 270 from the volunteer state of Tennessee, the Tennessee stud, Ron Fuller. His opponent at 230 pounds, Montgomery, Alabama, Jimmy Golden. Jimmy Golden taking on Ron Fuller. Television main event, time remaining. And what has not been said about the ongoing feud between these two, Golden and Fuller. Golden going for a counter on the ropes. Fuller does the same, picks his man up high, atomic drop. And Golden hits the floor. A main event in any arena in the country. Ron Fuller against Jimmy Golden. And the big news is negotiations have been completed, plans finalized. Coming up in the Southeastern area, $100,000 to be given away in elimination matches in a 1-week period all throughout the Southeastern area. Golden takes his man in, moves out of the way, and Golden puts that knee into the turnbuckle. Fuller quickly sweeps the leg, goes for the weak point, applying the pressure, spinning toe hold. Golden kicks his man off with the use of the boot, and Fuller once again sweeps that leg, putting the knee in. Fuller working on that leg of Jimmy Golden. Golden over on the ropes and brings him up high. Fuller with the toe hold. This center family feud continues between Jimmy Golden and the Fuller family. Ron Fuller bringing that pressure down, using the weight in, and there you see Golden trying to take that shortcut, going for the hair. Forearm smash by Ron Fuller puts Golden back down on the canvas. And again, Golden trying to find some means of escape, but Fuller maintains that toe hold, pulls the other leg around, and locks it in. Golden raking across the eye. Now Golden out, pounding away at Fuller. Thumb into the throat by Jimmy Golden. And again. Takes Fuller head first into the turnbuckle. Golden now choking. Double choke. Ron Fuller. Good right to the side of the head, and again. Fuller gaining momentum. Elbow to the top of the head. And the feud continues between Ron Fuller and Jimmy Golden. And both men are down. Wait a minute. There's Ron Bass, that bull rope, coming on the scene once again. Ron Bass taking advantage of that situation. Robert Fuller trying to get in the ring. Golden. He sweeps the leg. Ron Bass working on Ron Fuller with that bull rope. He has been lacerated. Now the bull rope being used now on Robert Fuller. Golden and Bass. And let's take a break, see if we can restore things in the TV studio. We'll be right back. On Ron Bass for the Southeastern Tag Team titles. Bob and Brad Armstrong go against Randy Rose and Dennis Condrey. For the Southeastern Heavyweight Championship, Ken Lucas defends against Mr. Saito. In a special challenge match, Robert Fuller takes on Jimmy Golden. U.S. Junior title, no disqualification. Stan Lane takes on Mr. Olympia, plus Dennis Condrey goes against Brad Armstrong. Monday night, 6 outstanding matches in all, an all-star lineup, Boutwell Auditorium in Birmingham, Alabama. Match time is 8 o'clock. We just saw that from the back, the use of the bull rope by Ron Bass. He'll have his chance very shortly to use that bull rope in a match with Ron Fuller. And Jimmy Golden will be taking on Robert Fuller in a special challenge match. Let's hear the comments right quick now from Ron Bass and Jimmy Golden.
Brother, we just took care of business, didn't we, old brother Ron Fuller? And here is some more business I got to lay out to you people. Here is $5,000, brother, a whole lot of money to Mr. Bass here, to Mr. Saito, to Mr. Condrey or Rose, anybody. You don't have to be no wrestler. I'm talking about anybody that will take Robert Fuller and put him in a hospital. I'm tired of looking at his ugly face. A lot of cash, baby. If they don't get the job done, I'm most likely to do it, and I'll probably be spending this money. But here it is. It's a lot to think about.
Ron Fuller, you've got my big bull rope, my friend, there. You just felt what a little bitty bell can do to you. You felt the pain right there, my friend, busted wide open. Then what do you think's going to happen when I get the big bell? My rope myself, Ron Fuller. It's going to hurt you, my friend. We're going to carve a state of Texas on your head, boy.
Robert's joined us now, Robert.
Well, I just got a little news for you, Jimmy Golden. You listen to me very carefully over there, boy. You ain't going to have to wait too long to get your hands on me, because the first thing I want to do when I get to the building is slap them shoes on and go right in the ring with you, son. Do you hear me, Jimmy Golden? I'm shouting real loud so you can get it in your ears, because I'm going to take that $5,000 and I got a place for it, son, and I'm going to put it there. A lot of people try to hurt this body, Charlie Platt, but nobody's put me out of this thing. I've gone when I wanted to go and come when I wanted to.
He just say, Ron Bass, I hope you're watching this, boy. I got your bull rope, and I'm going to give it to you, son.
You can bank on that. And ain't but one person that can be bleeding when this one's over, and it ain't gonna be me, man. It's gonna be you, Bass. I'm gonna kick your butt. I'm gonna play rope-a-dope, because you the dope, and I got the rope, and I'm gonna take care of you. And the bull rope, boy, you gonna be mooing and mawing. I'm gonna make believe you're a heifer tonight.